Hi there, welcome to Floating in Dreams. This is going to be my Shop My Stash for September. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. This video is my Shop My Stash, in which I go through the products that were in my drawer, my everyday makeup drawer, in the past month, and to also let you know what I will be reviewing in the next couple of weeks as well. Most of those reviews go live on the blog, but some of those also will be turned into video reviews for you. So let's just get to it. So in August, I mainly wanted to focus on going back to old favorites. And the reason for that is that because I was just trying to hit pan on some things, I didn't do my makeup all that much. For part of the month, like the first week, I was traveling. So I have a couple of products in here that were in my travel makeup bag. In case you didn't see my vlog, I can still show you what I packed because I just threw them into the drawer. And the only thing that was new that I was going to review were some K-Beauty cushion foundations. And I ended up not getting around to reviewing two of these. So these two, I just haven't even tried yet. Also because I was ill for part of the month and because we were having nice weather, I was focusing on reapplying sunscreen and not so much on wearing a lot of makeup. And when I did wear makeup, it was to film videos or to do first impressions with the new Essence and Couture stuff, which you'll see me rolling into my Shop My Stash for the most part, I think. So a lot of this is tried and true, old favorites, and it's time to select new things. So I always start with what I keep on top of my vanity, which is these four products, because not because they don't fit here, but my last Pretty Fresh from ColourPop actually started leaking when I had it laying down in the drawer. So I know this is best if you keep it upright. This is from ColourPop. It's the Pretty Fresh setting spray. It's the only setting spray I have in my life and that I like. I'm actually thinking of purchasing from ColourPop just for the setting spray for Black Friday because I like it so much and it lasts a really long time and it works really well for me. Then the Heimish Artless Glow base. I'm still going to keep it in my Shop My Stash. This also has an SPF of 50 in. It's a great little primer product. But I have other primers from Essence and Couture that I want to review. Then the neutral eye base from Kiko I keep up top because when I lay it flat, I can't get the product out anymore because this is almost empty. There's only like a little bit left here in the bottom of the tube. Everything else is completely flat. So the plastic is a little bit thick, I find, so it looks like there is more product in it than you might actually expect. But this, I hope I can use it up soon. And then I have the Giorgio Armani Neo Nude foundation. This is one that I was hoping to use up this year, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. I do think I've used it enough to have made some sort of progress on it, but I don't think I'll be able to use it up, so I'm going to roll it out because I still have two new foundations to test that I didn't get to test last month, and I have a brand new other foundation to test out, and it will just be too much if I also want to give those a proper chance. So I'm going to be putting this one back into my makeup drawer. For concealer, I just had my Kiko concealer in. I very deliberately selected this because I know that this is something that can see me through a lot of situations and I wanted to take it with me traveling. And I didn't want to like select things for the Shop My Stash that I wasn't going to use while traveling. And this is very small and very dinky. You can see that I've used up quite a bit of this already. Because it's so small, you can use it up super quickly. I've already gone through one or two of these in the past and I really love it. I wear it in shade 2. For powder, I'm going to keep this one in so that I still have a pressed powder in my makeup collection, but this is from Hourglass. This is Diffused Light, and this is a mini that I always use for travel. I will again be traveling later this month, so it's nice to have a couple of smaller products, but this time I won't be away for super long. But I will be testing out some new powders that I have from Essence and Couture. In terms of cushion foundation, I am testing out these K-Beauty cushions. I already did 6 of these in the previous 2 months, I think. I think I started testing them out in June. And I have 12 of these. So I'm going to have to roll the Unleashia and the Peripera into this month because I didn't get around to it yet. And the Heimish one I did already review for you. That review went up yesterday over on the blog. But yeah, I still have 3 of these I think I still need to test out. So I'll do that in October, and then come late October time, I will be able to share all my thoughts on the 12 cushion foundations that I tried. So these are going to go back in here. Then for bronzer, I had a couple of options, and the one I reached for the most was the Becca, and I think I want to keep it in because the bronzer options I have to test out in September are all liquids or creams, and I like having a powder in, and I'm still trying to hit pan on this, and I know this is like one of the last months I can try it, and I'm not sure if you can see, I'm only noticing it right now, but I think my goal of hitting pan is really close to happening because I can see like a pinprick of a pen right there in the center. So it would be nice to make that pen more noticeable. I didn't see it until right now. This is super exciting. I'm actually seeing it as I'm filming it for this video today because I used it this morning and there was nothing there and I was in a rush getting to work. And now I actually see that I may actually be hitting pan on my Becca bronzer. So that is a nice accomplishment. The Milk Makeup Stick and Baked I took with me for travel because this is small and dinky and I do like that product. But I think it's really close to expiring because it's starting to get that Play-Doh kind of smell. So I think I'm going to have to declutter that next year. And then I have the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer in the shade Light. And I love this thing to pieces, but I've only used it like once or twice this month, again, because I wasn't wearing so much makeup this month. So that can go back into my makeup collection. For blush, or shall we do highlighter first? Highlighter first. So for highlighter, I had these two in. I have the Becca in Vanilla Quartz, which looks like this. And I have the Glossier Halo Scope in the shade also quartz. Vanilla quartz and quartz, what's in a name? I'm going to be rolling both of them out of my Shop My Stash and putting them back into my makeup collection. I love both of those products, but again, I'm thinking the Glossier is really close to expiring, which makes me really sad because I feel I've only just started to make a good dent in this. Like there's still so much product left, but it is one of my favorite like cream highlighters, so I would definitely be repurchasing this if it does really truly expire. And then a product that you can finally start seeing some progress on is this liquid blush I have from Apio. This is in the shade Strawberry. This is my most used shade. And you can see when I move the product around that there are definitely gaps here. So I think I've used up like a good third of this by now. So this is really successful. I took it with me traveling. This is such a good product. But again, I have plenty of other things that I need to use a bit more of. Then my MAC Glow Play in Heat Index. I'm actually thinking I want to keep this in for another month because I don't have too many blush options that I can use. So I think I want to keep something in, and I love this for the summertime, and we're having nice weather for the next couple of weeks here. I am going to be putting back my blush from MUA in the shade Dusty Rose. I like this. This is really pretty. I do really enjoy this product, but it's just time for me to try some new things again. And then finally, for a powder blush, I had the Diffused Heat in, and this is definitely one that I was starting to use a little bit more towards the end of the month, and I really like this shade on me. And then what I took with me traveling is the shade Freddy from Trinity London. I got this the last time I was in London, and I bought some more of their products, and I do really enjoy this product as well. Really pretty, but I think I'm going to be putting this back into my makeup collection again as well. I just took it with me to have another blush option that wasn't super pink. And then also from my travel makeup bag are these things. So these were the eye things I took with me, and another Trinity London lip thing. So this is the shade Pippa in the Lip Luxe. Yes, this is a Lip Luxe. This is a really nice red shade, and I felt this way I had something red with me, but without it being too like overly done. Whenever I travel into summer, I like very easy to use makeup, and that's definitely what the focus of that travel makeup bag was. And then my two ColourPop Super Shocks that I take with me every trip for years now. This is so quiche. And then my Ritz is starting to crack because it's so well used. Like I've hit pan on it. Oh, you can't really tell anymore because I've like swiped over it too many times, but there is like, you can actually see the pan in the middle, but it's now starting to crack around the edges because there's so little product left. Another well-loved, well-used product of mine is the Luminous Eye Tint from Essence. I took this with me, and this was one of the eye products I definitely used while I was on the trip as well. I think these are super quick and easy to use. This is my favorite shade though. And then from Wycon, I took an eyeshadow stick with me in shade 104. It doesn't have a name, or does it? Rose and Brown, and this is really pretty, and I combined it with Contentment from Rare Beauty, and I was like, you know what? These kind of stick eyeshadow things are super easy to apply as well, so for a travel makeup bag, this was excellent. My CO Big Lip Balm is still going strong, however, this melted because it was so warm this summer. So now whenever I try to use it, it's just like oil that comes out, and it's not as nourishing as it once was because the formula has just completely been altered because of the heat. I hope it goes back when things cool down. And then we have my brow products. My Designing Eyebrow Pencil from the Face Shop is still going strong. This thing is unbeatable. I've been using this non-stop for 2 years now. This is all I have left. It's definitely, we're getting to the point where I'm like, yes, I could use this up in the next couple of months. And I think I'm gonna retire it at the end of the year anyways. But my e.l.f. brow gel, sadly, is no longer good enough for me to use. It's very dry, it's very powdery, and it's just not really doing much for my brows anymore. I have this issue with a lot of brow gels, which is why I'm just gonna be rolling in my favorite brow gel of all time again, because that's the one that I can use for months on end without it expiring or going weird. So this counts as a used up product. What I'm also going to stop using is the Watch Me mascara from What's Up Beauty. This has a pretty strange wand where there are like regular bristles on one side. I'm not sure if you can see. Let me hold it up close. And then you have the plastic spiky things on this end, but there's nothing in between. So if I don't hold this brush in exactly the right position, I'll just smear mascara onto my lashes without a brush because the bristles don't coat the entire wand. So that's why this wasn't very successful. For a brown mascara, I'm going to be keeping in the Lash Paradise from L'Oreal. This is in the black brown shade and I love it. Those were all of the bits that were in the drawer and things I'm going to be rolling out, and these are the lip products I used. Again, most of these are from my travel makeup bag. I didn't do my makeup all that much. I even got a cold sore when I was sick, and I never ever use like that. Like, I know a lot of people say like, oh, you can't use makeup when it gets really old, but I think actually what a lot of people do to make themselves feel better when they feel sickly is to do their makeup. But I think that that's how you actually get contamination in your makeup product. So whenever I feel poorly, I actually stop using my makeup. And I actually had a cold sore, and with lip products, I'm super careful to not get it anywhere in there. I actually have a lip balm that I only use when I have a cold sore. Because else I'm just afraid that like something like this with a doe foot is just going to get the virus in there and I can reinfect myself time and time again. So I had 2 Romand lip tints in. This is the Blur Fudge tint and this is the water tint, Dewy Full Water tint. I love both of these. I've worn them several times. This is definitely one of my favorite shades. It's in Custard Mauve. And then I had another lip tint in by Lily by Red. I love these for travel because they last a long time. They don't need a lot of touching up. You can just reapply lip gloss or a lip balm over it as you want to touch it up throughout the day to smudge it back in. This is in the shade Muscat Shower. And for the moments where I did want a lipstick, I went with the Ultra Lip from Glossier in the shade Pony. This is one of my favorites, so you know I wear this a lot. And then I wore my Glossier WildFakeBalm.com quite a bit as well. I really enjoy this. This does have a scent, but it's like a real fig scent and not like weird and artificial fig, which is why I like it. It does get really dirty and smudgy though really easily. So that brings me into what I will be selecting for this drawer, and I have a very easy selection. Normally we go into my makeup drawers and I select it, but I haven't gotten around to putting the new Essence and Catrice stuff in there yet. And that's what I know I'm gonna have to test out this month anyway. So I'm gonna go in with the new Catrice Invisible Cover Foundation. I'm gonna have to try the Conceal and Correct under eye brightener from Essence. I also want to test out my Natasha Denona concealer, so I pulled that one from my drawer already, so I have an actual concealer in as well, because the other one from Essence is a bit pink. Then I also want to test out this Bright and Blur powder from Catrice. Not a huge fan of loose powder, I have to say, but that's why we're going to keep this Hourglass thing in here. For primer, I think I'm just for now, or shall I just do both to test it out? Like I can do like 1 week with this and 1 week with that. Yeah, so I'll test out both primers from Essence. So those are going to go up top because that's where I like to keep my primers. I think I'm also going to have to pull in some of these like bronzing things to test them out. I've only used this as a mix-in so far. This is super cool toned, so it's actually more of a contour for me, I think. And then the Holiday Skin from Catrice is also a bit of a weird shade. So that's why I want to keep the Becca in, so I have something I know that I know works for me. But this way I can test these 4 products out as well. I'll test this one out next month because I already have 2 primers. This I'll test out next month. This from Catrice is going to be a nice blush because this has a cream and a powder. It is very pink though, so that's why I am keeping the MAC in for something a bit more warm toned. This is very cool toned. These eyeshadow products, if you want to hear my thoughts, just watch the video. I didn't love these, so these I'm not going to be testing any more than I did apart from that video. And these are mainly like lip products. And, oh yeah, the Holo highlighter. So this highlighter as well. So that means, what do I still need? This I'll test out next time. Everything else is like lip products. So I'll just test those on the fly like I normally do. So that means I don't need any more bronzer. I may need like a neutral blush and a powder, like 1 or 2 powder highlighters to set off against this cream highlighter, because I don't know how that will work for me. So I know what blushes I want to put in. I want to put in my Rare Beauty in Hope, because I haven't used this on my face yet. And I want to use the Catrice Air Blush Glow in Berry Haze. This I've already reviewed, but this is one of my favorites. And it's a really nice berry shade. So I think it's pretty for like the post-summer fall weather we're having currently. So I think those will be successful. And I'm going to stick to the mostly Catrice and Essence train for the highlighters as well. I'm going to go in with my More Than Glow highlighter from Catrice in the shade Ultimate Platinum Gaze, which looks like this. This is very intense high shine, but I think it will go nice with some of the blush options I have in here. And then also the Gimme Glow highlighter from Essence in the shade Lovely Rose. So that way I have something pinky, something warmer toned, and something like more champagne neutral. So that will be a good alternative. Then I have my bronzers here. And what I also need to roll in is my new MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. And the corresponding eyeshadow I bought to go with it in the shade Orb. So if you saw my, you're going to see a haul later this week where I show you these products. But this is what a pristine Painterly looks like. So can't wait. I finally made it over to a MAC counter to pick these up because those were done. So, and a brand new MAC eyeshadow. So those can go in there. Also rolling in then the Essence Make Me Brow to be my brow gel and the Maybelline Falsies Lash Lift. This is one of my favorite black mascaras, and I've tried some other ones that were sent to me in PR the past few months, and none of them have been super successful, so I'm really craving a good black mascara at the minute. So we're gonna put that one in here. Which brings me to eyeshadow. And eyeshadow, sadly, I did not manage to post my palette review like I normally do at the end of the month, nor did I go back to any of my older palettes yet because I was ill. I had it all planned out. I was like, okay, great. If I now do this eyeshadow palette today, and then I can do the other palette this weekend, and then I can do the products that I want to go back to when I'm going back to work for my first week. And then I got ill, and I had coronavirus, so I was like COVID-19. So I really wasn't happy. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna move those palettes into September. So you're going to get an extra large version of my September eyeshadow palette review because I'm going to be reviewing the products from August as well as September. So let me have a gentle reminder of what I was using in August. So these are the 3 things that were easy for me to already do looks with after I came back from my trip. So the Martina Cosmetics Mini to Choin, the M Cosmetics Divine Skies in Saturn's Return, and the Lisa Eldridge eyeshadow palette in the shade Myth is also part of the family. The Let's Get Nude, I've now almost made all of the looks I wanted to do. I just need to use these 3 shades. I did a look with these 6, I did these 3 today, and then tomorrow I'm gonna play with those 3 shades. So that's the Let's Get Nude, so that's almost done. And then we have the Amy Loves eyeshadow palette with Adept that I haven't played with at all. And this is another like 3 looks easily. So that's going to be a challenge. And then for September, I had this planned out for you. So I have the Sigma Cool Neutrals to review, which I'm very much looking forward to playing with this. I'm not sure how many looks that will be, but that's quite a few. The Melt Smoke Sessions 2 that was sent to me by my friend Esther, who you may be familiar with from the comments. So she sent me this, very generous, really lovely, and I can't wait to play with it. The Beauty Bay Smoky 16 pan palette, which looks like this. And then the Cool Trolls and Neutrals from Cosmic Brushes. I was like, these need to go into the same review. So here's what the Cool Trolls looks like. And then we have the Nude Trolls. And these are, of course, like 20 pan eyeshadow palettes. And then, of course, I also want to review this for you, the 42 color palette, the Smoky palette from Beauty Bay. This is what it looks like. I do apologize for how dark it is, but I think we're getting rain in like an hour or so. So that's why it's a bit murky, perhaps. And I'm filming this after work a bit later in the day than I normally do, but yeah. Since there's overlap between the 16 pan and this one, I think I'm just going to use the 16 pan, like all the shades, and like do like 1 or 2 extra looks with this one to see if the shades are like any more unique than in the other palette. But I think that the formula is going to be pretty consistent. So those are the palettes I want to review for you. And then for going back to, so if you don't know, content-wise, I love going back to my old stuff. If it's something that I love or loved at some point in time, I want to get more use out of it. So that's why I run a series on the channel where I go back to my older palettes and use them again. So similarly to the review, I'm going to be rolling these into September. So we have the Cape Town from Essence. We have the Vintage Soul from Catrice. We have the Precious from Zoeva, the Juicy from Tarte, and the Venus XL from Lime Crime. So what the plan is that I'm first going to stop, like make sure I have all the looks for the August review palettes, then play with these for a week, then do the other like September review palettes, and then I want to go back to what I wanted to use again for September. So that video probably won't go live until like the start of October, but it's okay if there's overlap. I really don't mind. So the Tartelette in Bloom is one I wanted to go back to for some time now. So that is a lovely palette. The Glam Shop Nice Weeds, I selected this as the top favorite Glam Shop palette in my collection. So that's why I feel I have to use it again, because I haven't used it since I reviewed it last year. And like post-summer, come fall, this is a great color story. I really wanted to get more use out of my Charmeuse palette from Viseart, so that's why I've selected that one again. Again, also that sort of muted, moody, we're going into fall kind of vibe. So that's why once I get to this, it's going to be like the end of September, early October. And I think that will be perfect for these palettes. And then of course, one of my favorites for the fall time, the Nomad from Juvia's Place. And then this one, I don't want to unwrap it, but if you saw my eyeshadow palette collection video that went live last Saturday, you can see this a little bit more up close. But this is my Pat McGrath Subliminal Mothership 1 palette, and this is one of my favorite cool tone palettes, and I just want to go back to it again and get more use out of this very pricey, very expensive product that I just need to get more use out of. So that's why I'm going to be rolling those into my Shop My Stash as well. So there's going to be a lot of eyeshadow, a lot of reviews of things from Essence and Catrice that I needed to review anyways, and then some like old favorites hitting actual, like I'm so surprised that I didn't see this before. I'm still amazed by it. This way you can see it right there. Oh, I've hit pan. It's a pinprick of a pan, so I want to expand it. That was my goal for this year, to hit pan on this old Becca bronzer for sure. And then like reviewing those two K-Beauty cushion foundations that I didn't get around to. Reviewing the new Catrice foundation, because my first impression was really good. And especially if we're still having warmer days, I'm really curious to see how it's going to hold up when I wear it all day to work. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to show you in today's video. Thank you so very much for watching. I really hope you're looking as forward to all of these reviews and all of the thoughts on these new products as I am, because I'm super excited for this. Thank you so very much for joining me here today. Thumbs up the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more by me. I make several videos every single week, so if you'd like to stay tuned for more, and then I hope to see you in my next one. Bye-bye!